Hello, everyone! Telltale's The Walking Dead was a long journey, and in fact, it was our longest series yet. So we thought it needed a final wrap-up video to summarize all of our thoughts. So first, we just wanted to briefly go over some of our likes and dislikes of each season, starting with Season 1.
Season 1, we were introduced to one of the greatest characters ever, Lee. I think what I really liked about Season 1 was obviously the character development. Each character felt unique in their own way. And it's just seeing this whole world unravel for the first time is really well told. There was some hope at the beginning of the season. I remember Kenny saying like, oh, the militia's going to come in and save the day. But that did not end up happening.
Yeah, the characters were great. And even though maybe it wasn't as advanced as some of the later seasons, like I still really enjoyed the gameplay and the aesthetics, the original like comic book aesthetics. I think we both
really enjoyed
the first season. It was a great way to start off the entire series. Moving on to Season 2.
So Season 2, I think there were a lot of good moments within Season 2, a lot of cool characters, a lot of new characters.
I mean, this was the first time we got to play Clem.
Yeah.
And kind of see her off on her own and doing her own thing.
Yeah.
And there were some, just really great moments. I mean, just like the whole sneaking into the house thing near the beginning was so cool.
Practically throughout the whole season, Clem carried the group. Like she was this 8-9-year-old girl, and basically all these full-grown adults were depending on her. So it was kind of cool to see Clem just, carry the workload.
Even though they didn't appreciate it. Probably one of the most special moments of that season for us was the reunion with Kenny. It was just like such a nice blast from the past, kind of like a way to tie Season 1 into Season 2. And I did like what Kenny added to the story and the character arc that he had. Which
kind of leads into some of the criticisms of Season 2. I think there were a few characters that had a lot of potential for them to grow, and particularly Sarah. There were a few like sudden deaths, Sarah, Nick, for example, that just kind of felt, I don't know, they deserved maybe a bit better, more development. Luke as well. Yeah, a lot of hard-hitting deaths, and it felt like maybe this season could have been a bit longer, or they could have
cut down on characters.
Cut down on characters.
And we also did feel like the ending of Season 2, the kind of showdown between Kenny and Jane, felt a little bit forced, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it didn't. We knew that it seemed like from the beginning that there would be more of a Luke versus Kenny thing going on, but then that kind of, all went away when Luke died. For Jane, who had kind of not interacted with Kenny a ton up until that point, it felt kind of weird to suddenly have to choose between the two of them.
Yeah.
But I did still like the ending that we got. Next season, Season 3. An interesting case.
Our boy Javi. Overall, Season 3, I said before, was very entertaining, but for different reasons compared to the previous two at that time. Definitely more action-packed in Season 3. We weren't playing as Clem, obviously, but I think overall we enjoyed playing as Javi and wooing, Kate and all that good drama.
Yeah, I think the main thing, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I just didn't feel as connected to the story of Season 3, which made the choices seem a little less impactful. Like for a lot of the characters, I didn't necessarily care too much what happened to them. But I did like the way that they brought Clem into the story. And like Eric said, that the action was really fun to play.
We were introduced to some pretty cool characters like Jesus and all of his good backflip drama and, flirting with Jesus. That was kind of fun.
Finally, Season 4. What a season.
I think it combined all the great elements from the previous seasons. It told a really thrilling story, a very memorable story.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed playing Season 4. I died a lot more than maybe in some of the earlier seasons, but that's probably my own fault. Yeah, they really brought back the kind of like getting to know the characters like we had from Season 1, but they threw in some of the cool stuff from Season 3, and I feel like all of the characters even the side characters were pretty well built out, and like they felt, again, kind of, I think I mentioned it for Season 1, like the characters just felt real.
Yeah.
So it was very good. It made the decisions tough I stressed out a lot, which is probably the goal. And of course, to have a kind of ending to the story of Clem and AJ that wasn't completely horrible was great. And I feel like they rounded out their story very nicely.
Yeah. I think the only few minor criticisms we had of season 4 was one, the big piano glitch, which is I think only for the definitive version.
Yeah.
But then I think the placement of the whole McCarroll Ranch showdown, it was right after we thought AJ had killed Clem, but I think it felt maybe out of place.
It felt kind of confusing. I don't know, maybe that was the goal. But to go from, I mean, you know, we were like sobbing over here,
right,
and then to try to like process what was happening at McCarroll Ranch, it just felt like maybe it broke the immersion a bit of the moment.
Maybe. I think that's the best way to put it, I think.
But other than that, yeah, we loved season 4. To wrap that section all up, our favorite season was
season 4.
It kind of like built on season 1, so it was like all the good things from season 1 plus more.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of why it's our favorite. But season 1 is a very, very close second.
Then from that goes season 2, and then season 3 being our least favorite, but still good in its own regards.
Yeah. So Eric, what were your favorite characters from this game?
Carver. Joan. I'm kidding. I think there's a lot of cool characters apart from Clem and Lee. From season 1 particularly, you had Omid. Really liked him. He was a really cool character. Luke from season 2.
Yeah.
A very heartbreaking death for him. I like Jesus also, season 3. From season 4.
I liked Molly was cool.
Molly, yeah.
A lot of the season 4 characters, honestly, we loved Lewis. Violet was awesome.
Rosie, the dog. I'll do an honorable mention to Javi. You know,
he had his cool moments.
Yeah.
Batter up.
Batter up. Of course, we can't forget our boy Kenny. We've been through a lot with Kenny. A lot of ups and downs, but I think overall he was one of our favorite characters, definitely throughout the whole series.
So we know some of you guys have mentioned that there's, you know, hope for another season. So we just wanted to briefly touch on that.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think Sarah feels the same way. I think finishing off with this season is good enough for me. Like if there wasn't another season, I think I would be okay with that.
I kind of feel like we got such a positive ending for Clem and AJ, you know, where they ended up somewhere that they were really happy, that I would almost be scared to see something else, you know, another season where more tragedy strikes. So it could be like, I would play it obviously if they had another season, but as it stands, I'm completely fine with that being the end of the story. And that all brings us to our overall rating for the entire series. Drum roll.
Drum roll. Boo. What is that? We are giving Telltale's Walking Dead an A.
And that is really all we wanted to touch on. I will say that this series was probably one of my favorite games of the year, and probably one of my favorite games of recent years that I've played. And it wouldn't have been as much fun if you guys hadn't been along for the ride. So thank you for joining us.
I'm just glad I wasn't playing it because my anxiety would not be able to handle the tough decisions. So
yeah, as much as I enjoyed playing it, I'm a little bit glad that it's over because my heart needs a break. That's all we have to say. See you in the next one.
Bye.